Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Taco Imposters for Sunday, March 31st, 2024. I know that this is like a day later from the last episode, but hey, when I recorded it, you're gonna hear it a week later. So hey, that doesn't matter. Doesn't mean anything to you. So as far as I know, as far as I can see. But yeah, today is Easter Sunday. Pretty good day. I went to church for the first time in like, oh gosh, like 4 years, 5 years. Not even joking. Well, because the pandemic happened, and then they were like, you can't go to church, and then I was just like, I don't really care. And then for the years, I just didn't go back to church when church came back. I was just like, whatever. Also, there was a problem with my church, so I'm not gonna go there. But yeah, yeah. I mean, personally, I just didn't go to church, so for me, it was like, oh, okay. So for me, I'm just like, whatever. So yeah, it was fine today. I don't know. I don't hate my church. Gosh, it was loud today. Or actually, it was louder on Friday when I went to Good Friday service. Man, that was damn loud. I said to my mother, I'm like, when I got home, I said to my mother when I got home, I'm like, I need to put those dang earplugs in my pocket, because holy crow. Sweet mother molasses, that's super loud. Like, it's ridiculously loud. But yeah. I'm watching a video by, what's his name? What's her name? The Microwave Society, and they're doing, like, novelty foods, right? And I'm just like, eh. There's a lot of novelty foods that are just kind of like one-time things you buy once just to be like, yeah, look at them, they're great, and then that's it. Because a lot of novelty foods are either way too expensive or just kind of not good. So I'm not saying they're terrible, but they're not very good. So yeah, it's things like Oreo popcorn and like hot chocolate, but instead of regular marshmallows, it's Lucky Charms marshmallows. And that's it. That's your difference. There's no Lucky Charm flavor or any of that. No. Or like the bugs or the like weird drinks that you drink. You're like, God, this is awful. Or the chips that are just like kind of terrible. Like that's the thing, right? The thing. Okay, this is only what I've heard. I've never really eaten any of them myself, but I heard that the bug thing is like you get past the fact that it's a bug, and if you get a good flavored one, like you know, a cheese or a sweet and sour, I was gonna say cheese or a salt and vinegar or barbecue, you'll never notice that it's a bug and just eat it. Or chocolate covered bugs, like they're just gone. Which I feel like the future is eating bugs. I don't want it to be eating bugs, but the future is kind of eating bugs, especially for those countries where they somehow they'll refuse to eat like meat, so like or like pork, sorry, or like beef or something, so like no, I was gonna say Mexico, nope, um, like India or something, but they need to like feed loads of people, and apparently that's a really easy way to feed like loads of people, just getting bugs, because it's like super like insane amount of protein in these bugs, from what I hear, and it's like ridiculously easy to like farm these bugs. Farming them is fairly easy, so I don't know, but yeah, like it takes less resources and it's just easy to do. I don't know, man. I'm just saying, like, the bug, they were eating bugs, and it was just like, oh yeah, they eat a scorpion. It's like, yeah, it's kind of terrible, but it kind of just doesn't taste like anything, though. It isn't good, but it doesn't taste like anything, though. Not good, it's not bad. And a lot of those drinks are the same thing, with those, like, disgusting flavored drinks, where it's like, pus, or, like, grass, or, like, dog vomit, or whatever. It's kind of like, I've had only a few, I think two of the bad flavors of Birdie Bots, or, not Birdie Bots, what are the other ones called? Bean Boozled. And both of them were just kind of like, yeah, this is bad. I wouldn't want to eat this ever again. It's not terrible. Like I ate the puke one, the vomit one, and it wasn't even that bad. It was just very like, it was like sour. You know when you throw up and the acid comes up and you just like, it's sour in your mouth. That's exactly what it tastes like, and it's weird. It's like a cinnamony burn too. It's got like a cinnamon burn to it. I never liked the what are those cinnamon candies called? Like Red Hots, Fireballs, Fire Hots, whatever those are called. I never liked those. I've never liked cinnamon until my mother. Like the only time I ever liked cinnamon was when my mother would mix it with sugar and put it on toast, and I'd be like, "That's the greatest flavor ever." It's really good on toast. If you've never had cinnamon on raisin or cranberry bread, so you toast your bread, you butter your bread, you put cinnamon and sugar on top, 50%, 50 cinnamon and sugar, and then you put some cheese on top. Oh, so good. But yeah, that's like a very good combination. I like it a lot. Um, yeah, so like those novelty foods are just kind of novelty. Like one of the things that was like it's never worth buying ever, even though it's like huge, is Arizona iced tea. because you get Arizona iced tea, and every time I've ever drank Arizona iced tea. Now, the only time I ever drank Arizona iced tea was at summer camp, where the one thing they would pay the non-paid staff. So that's called overflow staff or juniors. So the junior counselors didn't get paid, and the overflow, so that's kitchen and maintenance and office, they didn't get paid. And so what they did was, oh, day camp junior counselors didn't get paid. I don't believe. Anyway, I'm just saying. So they'd pay us with candy because we have a tuck shop. So they pay with candy, and so they'd pay with candy. And I would always get an Arizona, well, not always, but I'd get an Arizona iced tea only then because it was free. I didn't give a hoot about any of the other, like I didn't buy anything else. Nothing. I never got it for $1, even though it was 99 cents, and I still didn't buy it because we used to go to town because it's located in the middle of nowhere, okay, and it's located in the middle of nowhere, and then we were once a week, so on a Saturday we would go to town, and it would be great, it'd be fun, it'd be like fun. We'd get to go into like the city, we'd get to buy whatever we need, come back. And this is usually for the people who would be there for like more than a week, because usually they leave on the Saturday or whatever. But so for us, we'd go, and I would go to Giant Tiger, and Giant Tiger would always have Arizona iced tea, and with Arizona iced tea, it would be $1, and I'd just be like, no, no, I don't like this, because it was so bland, like it was so subtle. It just tasted like sweet water. And I'm not a tea guy, because I said, because I'm with someone like what's his name? What's his name? Oh my gosh. Um Barry Lewis, who talks about how like if tea tasted like it smelled, it'd be so much better. And I was talking to a guy. Guy walks up to me at the young adults rally, and he walks up to me with a thing of tea. Like because the whole thing is like it's called common grounds, and so like grounds like coffee. And then he's like, oh, if you want to be involved, you can be involved in the grind. Like, oh my god, that's so stupid. But anyway, so the thing is all like coffee themed, and I'm like, first of all, the first time I ever did this, I'm like, who's a bright light who decided to have coffee at night? You're gonna wire so many people, you an idiot. But the other thing is, he walked up to me with a thing of tea. He's like, you do coffee or tea? I'm like, nah, I don't do drugs. First of all, I make a joke all the time. I don't do drugs, which is fair enough. But the second one is, or the other thing he said, I said was like, yeah, and if it's tasted like it smelled, and he goes, it doesn't taste too bad. I go, no, but it doesn't taste like it smells. And he's like, no, it doesn't. He like took a whiff. He went, oh yeah, it doesn't taste like it smells. He's like, no. I'm like, no, it's not bad. Like I've had some teas that are like decent to drink. Like if I have vanilla tea, and I've had like this like concoction my mother made one time, and I was like, it's fine, with a bunch of like herbs and spices in it, a bunch of spices in it, like turmeric, and it was for constipation. I remember, and I was like, oh god, because I was badly constipated one time, and I was like, oh, here, drink all this. And it was really just drink a warm drink to like soften your stool. Anyway, I don't want to get into that thing because that's a little gross, and also I'm not a doctor, so let's get away from that. But you know, that's beside the point. The point was I was saying like, well, if it just tasted like it smelled, it would be so much better. And he's like, I don't know if it'd be better, but yeah, it definitely doesn't taste like it smells. Like, no, it doesn't, not at all. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so personally, there's a lot of those novels. Like, so Arizona iced tea is just one of those like it just tastes like. No offense, but it tastes like what's it called? Like flavored water. Like, if you ever had those like sweet flavored waters, like raspberry or whatever. I'm not talking like Kool-Aid. I'm talking like or like making fruit punch. I'm talking about like the like stupid either like Dasani like or the ones where you like spritz like a little like you have a tiny little like bottle and you like pour in this like it's garbage. This thing's garbage. Because at that point, just give me a freaking carbonated version of that. The only carbonated drink I do not like is I don't like okay. For sodas, I don't like Dr Pepper. It tastes like medicine. But that's the sassafras, which is a fennel. No, sorry, it's the same thing as licorice. Is it fennel? I think it is anyway, or aniseed, I think actually. And and I don't like root beer, but I can deal with root beer over Dr Pepper. Dr Pepper is just gross. It, like tastes like medicine, like you're drinking like cough syrup. But and then the other one I don't like is bubbly, but because the flavor of bubbly it's disgusting. But every time I drink bubbly, I go that has the literal perfect amount of fizz. It's amazing. If you could just give me a plain bubbly, it's amazing. That'd be amazing. But they all taste gross because it's like stupid flavors like what's that called? Grapefruit. I'm like, oh god, you're awful. What are you doing? Who wants grapefruit flavored soda? ugh, gross. And it's not even soda; it's sparkling water. I'm like, oh, good lord, gross, freaking gross. But yeah. Anyway, hope I said 2024 at the beginning of this. I'm pretty sure I did. If I didn't, I'll have to add an addendum at the end. I'll have to add something when I'm done editing to edit it in 2024, not 2023. Because usually I've said in the last 3 episodes I've said 2023. Or no, sorry, I did it right. Not the last episode, but the one before that I did it wrong, and the one and like 2 before that or something. Anyway, yeah. So I just think it's dumb that way. But anyway, also yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to a what's it called party? A Easter party. I'm like, oh god, but and she might be there, and I'm like, oh no, because I don't know what. No, because okay, I sent her something. I sent her a poem that ChatGPT wrote for me to say to apologize or sorry. Okay, and if she hasn't read it yet, and so if I see her tomorrow, I'm going to sit her down and say, stop. I'm going to tell you my piece. You don't want to be friends. That's fine. You think it's awkward. That's fine. But we're going to say it. I'm going to say my piece and be done with it. So anyway, like, I think I agree with my friend because my friend was saying, the guy who's hosting the party, he's like, I don't think white people have very good dances. Because I said to my other friend, I'm like, do white people have a dance? And he goes, yeah, you got the Charleston, you've got the waltz, you've got the European dances. I'm like, yeah, but those are all things we stole from the Europeans, though. Like, as white people, do we actually have like like actual dances? And I went, and he kind of like, yeah, no, we do. I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe you're right, maybe you're right. But like, for me at least, I'm just like, yeah, no. I actually don't really know how to dance, and she loves to salsa, so I'm like, oh, because she's learning salsa, she's taking salsa lessons. I'm like, oh, you, damn it. Because I was doing the complete opposite. I was doing slow dances, right? But she likes fast dances. I'm like, oh, God. Oh, no. Dang it. Son of a bimbo. Poopy. I don't know the fast dance. I know the waltz. I know the two-step and I know the waltz. That's it. That's the thing. The song that I want to play at my wedding. Okay, if you want to know what I wanted to have on my wedding, I'll explain it to you right now. The song I want on my wedding for my first dance is Reckless Love, but I want the instrumental. So I want the version that I created with that AI like a lyric remover tool. Because okay, you want me to be honest? That song doesn't make any sense. Reckless Love? No, God doesn't have reckless love. That's not how that works. My friend said that to me, and I was like, oh yeah, that doesn't make very much sense. Anyway, that's beside the point. I digress. There's that. Then there's like about, I don't know, maybe 10 to 15 people that I would say to my wife, these people are not invited. We're not getting married. I want it on film, as in I want film photography of the wedding. I want 360 video of the whole thing. And what else? And obviously I want a video of it. And photos videos. That's it. Otherwise, I don't care. You can have whatever cake you want. You can have whatever dress you want. You can have whatever people you want. I mean, unless they're like people I hate with a passion. But other than that, like, I don't care. Like, good for me. It could be wherever you want it to be. I don't care. It could be whatever time of year. I don't give a hoot. Although I don't want a wedding in like winter. I've been to one wedding in the winter, and I went, why? Like February, like the middle of February, so like the dead of winter. I'm like, why? Who would? Because they want their magical looking like winter wonderland. She wanted a magical winter wonderland, and I was just like, my brother was the best man, and he's just like, she wanted her winter wonderland, her magical winter wonderland. Like my mother's like, oh God, what the heck? He still doesn't understand why. He's like, but forget it. Although, look, if your wife wants something or your fiance wants something, look, I'm not gonna question my fiance. I'm gonna be like, look, okay, if I can have my like 3 things that I want or whatever, 10 things I'd like, 20 things I'd like, here are the things I'd like. If I can have those, I'm totally fine. You can have whatever else you want. Like, because that's the thing. I'm just gonna say to her, I want these things. These 10 to 15 people invited. Now they don't all have to show up because maybe they can't show up. But if these people are not invited, if you don't have these other things, like have my, I love to talk about first date too. And yeah, if you don't have these things that I want, we're not getting married. I don't care. I'll give a hoot. That's it. Like, they're not high demands. They're just, it's not hard. You get a photographer who does film. You get a photographer who doesn't do film. You get a photographer. So you have a photographer who does film. to do non-film also, or at least get a film look. So you put a old lens on a new camera. You get a what's it called? You get a guy to do videography. You put a 360 uh camera up to record the whole thing. You have 360 photos. And the dance you're dancing to is Reckless Love, the instrumental, like the non-lyrical version. That's it. So I was thinking about first dates, and I'm looking at like what's a good first date, and people said stuff like don't do activities, don't do things that are too loud, so don't go to the movies, don't do things where you can't get to know the person, so don't do an event like an event where it's like don't go bowling, don't go mini golf, don't go do something where you're not going to get to know the person. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. My favorite thing, you want to get to my heart. It's not food, it's not the movies, it's not any of those things. It's well, one, it's being with someone. So I don't care what we do, really. Let's be honest. If I can get to know you in quality time, it's amazing. Because I took a, I think I said this already. I took a test on stream, and it was a love test, and it was one was pretty accurate. The other one was like completely off. Well, not completely because the first one was right, but the second was completely off. But that my love language is physical touch and quality time. Everything else can get thrown out the window. Food is not my I don't care about food. I don't care about words of affection, words of affirmation. I don't care about. Well, I mean it's three, but it's like way below the other ones. But I don't care about uh acts of kindness. I don't care about any of the other stuff. Just you can throw out the window. And those two are the only ones I really care about. But um, I'm just saying so if you want to really get to my heart, museums. Museums are that's the first date for me. Let's go to a museum. I look any museum. I've been to all the museums in Ottawa. Or not all of them, but I've been to most of the museums in Ottawa. I've been to 2 museums in Washington D.C. They're like 19 or 20 or something. That's the biggest uh set of connected museums from the same museum, Smithsonian in the world. It's crazy. I want to go to some of the cool museums or it's another good one. Those historical locations the 8 Wonders of the World or 7 Wonders of the World, whatever. 7 Wonders of the World and that kind of stuff, like the Roman Colosseum. So cool. Or Venice or St. Peter's Basilica in Rome or what's the one in what's it called? Cyrillic alphabet, but what's it called? The one in Russia, St. Peter's, is it in Russia? No, the one in Russia, the one that we always see in Russia. You know I'm talking about, that colorful one. You know what I'm talking about. That'd be cool too. But I want to go to some of the museums like the Louvre and stuff like that. Museums are the coolest thing ever, especially science museums. Oh, they're the best. They're so cool. I love science museums. You know what's a really fun activity too? The CNE, the Canadian National Exhibition. I went once in 2011. Oh, mwah, so cool. Because it's just a cool event. You just go there and you just experience things. Although we were inside the food court. I was with my grandfather, right? So it was my parents, my grandfather, and he wanted food from inside. He wanted spaghetti or something. I don't know why, but he did. And so and we had never been in. That was the hottest building ever. The food court was so hot. This is in September. Holy frickin' moly! Was that the hottest building I've ever been in? And I've been in the humid rainforest section of the Biodome in Montreal, and I thought that was hot. Holy frickin' moly! That food court was the hottest I've ever felt in my life. So bad. So bad. And then, it was probably the biggest mall I've been in. Because I've never been to the West Edmonton Mall, which was the biggest mall in the world at one point. That's crazy. That has 3 roller coasters, 2 water parks, a skating rink, a movie theater, or 2 movie theaters. It's insane. Just look it up on Google Maps. Go to Street View. Oh my god, it's incredible. But I digress because the one there, we were walking forever. There are even bigger malls in the world because there are ones where it takes hours. You go to China and you go to Shenzhen or you go to those places, or there's one in Dubai and there's one I think in India somewhere. where it can take you 8 hours to get through like one section. And go look up Strange Parts. Scotty from Strange Parts. He went to one with another guy where they went through like the whole thing and they just went wow, like it's insane. It's Washang Bay. They went to Washang Bay. Holy moly! They were walking for hours and they just went into one section and realized this is where everything comes from. Because now you do it online, so you don't really go there anymore. But there was a time where you would go there just to like promote your like factories, and then everybody would see your factory and be like, "Oh, I want whatever," because you can't buy anything from them. You have to buy a minimum order quantity. So MOQ, I think a mock. So a minimum order quantity. It's usually like 500 to 1,000. And I'm always asking people, "What's your minimum order quantity? What's your minimum order quantity for things?" Because on like AliExpress or Alibaba or DealerStream, those kind of places, or no, it's Alibaba or AliExpress. You have to ask the factories like, what's your minimum order quantity? Do I have to buy 1,000? I don't want 1,000. Or do I have to buy 500? Good lord. Like, no, but what were they saying? Yeah, so I like he just saw like so many things there. Like it's just, oh, that's where everything comes from. And then he asked one of the people because they were in one of those like tchotchke stores. You know what I'm talking about. Those tourism places where you go into a gift shop and it's just like, I love New York, or the Statue of Liberty, or red yellow taxi, or Mount Rushmore, or the land of Lincoln, or whatever, right? Illinois, I think it is. Not Illinois, whatever the one, whatever state he was in. I went through it. I drove through it once. But yeah, and he went in there, and one of them was the Confederate flag, and he asked one of the ladies there, in the shop, and he goes, "Do you know what this even is?" And she's like, "No," because my father went. You would think that the people, because I made a hat once that said "Cofaith Faith," and I spelled it wrong. Instead of saying, so I took Donald Trump's word "Covfefe" and added faith to it, "Cofaith Faith," and I spelt it wrong. Instead of writing it Covfaithfaith, I wrote it Covfaithfath, which is wrong. Fath. I wrote Cofath. Because I don't know how to spell Save My Life. I have dyslexia, and so I can't spell Save My Life. And the grammar, forget it. I don't know grammar. I cannot tell you where to put a punctuation mark in anything. None of them. I don't know where any of them go. None of them. But, so it bite me in the butt, because my friend bought it. He's like, so I get the first one with the typo. I get an error one, great. I can sell for $1 million one day. It's like, sure you can. But what was I gonna say? Yeah. So I was just like, Kofefe. Kofefe? What were they even saying that for? Why were they saying that for? Kofefe. Oh yeah. So my dad goes, oh, I spelled wrong. I spelled it wrong. My dad goes, you would have thought that they would have made it like, they would have like asked you, is it sure this is what you want? They don't give a hoot. They don't care. They don't know what you're even writing. They don't speak English. They got a translator. They're going through Google Translate or whatever. And my mother's like, they don't care. They'll take your money and run. You could write a bunch of gobbledygook, and it's completely wrong, or like a racial slur. They don't give a fuck. A swear word or a racial slur. They don't give a care. They'll just do it for you. They don't care. And it's like, no, really? Like, yeah, no, they don't care. They really don't care. I'm like, my dad's like, interesting. No, that's true. It's like, yeah, it is. But yeah, so it's in a really impressive video because it really shows how much it really does show how much like the world, like you think we kind of know how everything comes from China, but if you watch that video, you kind of realize, holy moly, everything, like literally everything is made in China. Everything. There may be parts that are assembled in like designed in California, assembled in America, but made in China, like the physically made in China for some products or whatever, right? But yeah, no. Everything being made in China? No, it's 100% true. Oh, it's crazy. Oh, the other thing I love? Documentaries. So museums and documentaries. It's like really good. So, man, it's good stuff. If you know how to get okay. Here's the thing. If you know how to get good pictures out of an Instax Mini 9 or Instax Mini cameras, I have an Instax Mini camera, not one of the I have a Mini 9, and and it produces like decent pictures if you're in the right circumstance. Like I'm looking at pictures right now, and it's like, well, they're not terrible. Like it's not a terrible photo. Like it's a photo I took outside my house, right outside my house. I had the macro adapter on, so or the close-up adapter on, so it's like out of focus slightly. It's not bad though. You can't really tell unless you're looking really hard. But I'm saying like I took photos of myself, and in the sun, it's awful. Like it just blows everything out, and it's terrible. Because it loves light, it just doesn't like direct sunlight. So anyway, excuse me. So I gotta find like a shady place, but with lots of sun, if that makes any sense. Like a place where it's not directly in the sun, because the picture I have is just awful. Two of them are both bad. And my dad said you take more pictures to see if you can get it good. And I went, Dad, I can't just keep taking pictures at about $1 each. That's insane. He's like, yeah, that's a good price, but it's about still about $1 each, maybe 95 cents each. So maybe it's like $5 cheaper. But still, it's like wow. I'm like, yeah. He's like, no, I guess you're right. You can't just randomly take photos. I can take a whole pack. I'm gonna bring it tomorrow to the when I'm saying this, when I'm recording this, it'll be tomorrow for the Easter party. I'll bring it with me and just take photos of people. Yeah. I don't take my black and white camera because, no offense, I'm sorry, I don't know what the hell to take pictures of because I wanted my dad to get 24, not 36. But he says for the black and white because I wasn't there. He went to the dentist, so the camera store is near the dentist, and so after the dentist, he went to the camera store and he got 2 rolls of Ilford XP2, which are black and white. Because my lab doesn't do black and white anymore, but that can be processed in C41, so it can be processed in color processing, but without the color. If that makes any sense. It's like hitting color if you're just gonna copy a black and white piece of paper. You know, just copying a document with black and white ink, like just some black ink on it. It'll still copy it, but it'll just come out black. It'll only use the black ink. It won't like try and add color to nothing because there's nothing there to add color. You know, there's no color. So I wanted him to get 24 because I realized 36 is it takes forever. The last roll of film that I got developed took literally like October, November, December, January, February, 1, 2, 3, 4 months to use. No, sorry. November to December, December to January, January to February, February to March. So 1, 2, 3, 4 months to use. It was insane. I was like, oh my god, holy crap, that's insane. That's absolutely ridiculous. It is because it's so long. It's ridiculous. At least I'm not going to use something like when you want to make a 3D, you do double that. So take 36 and double that. 36, 12, 3 and 3 is 6, 7, 72. That'd be 72. That's insane. Would never know how to do them. I think it was Technology Connections who had a camera who was like that took 72 or took like half photo, so you got 2 on each roll, 2 on each section, 2 on each yeah, because they did by half. Anyway, he was like, I'm surprised nobody wanted more for the same price. I was like, well, no, they don't like it. I don't like it. I didn't even get 12. Freak that, I get 12 or so. Take forever. God dang. Although you are getting your money's worth when you're buying 36, because it is cheaper to buy 36, and it's cheaper to buy it in packs of 3. So if you want the Fuji 400, it's better. Color 400, Fujifilm Color 400. It's better to buy them in 24s. In 36 and in packs of 3. They're cheaper. Because I think it's $16 or $16.99 maybe even for one, or $11.99 each for 3. And I bought Kodak Ultramax for $18.99 Canadian. That's before tax. Jeez Louise. It's actually kind of expensive. I mean, it's not the worst. I could have more. I could have spent way even more. Yeah, I could have spent more because I believe Kodak Gold is like 32 or 33 each, and I think Portra's like 36 or something, or vice versa. I don't remember which one's which, but one is 32 or something, and one's like 36 or 7, 32, 33, and one's like 36 or 7. I'm like, oh my god, that's insane. But I saw the pictures that it produced because they have like a little display of like. I was asking the guy too, like, oh, what's good then? This one's a very mellow one. It comes out a little bit more warmer. I'm like, okay, good. And then I asked people on the Discords what's a good one, and they're like, Portra if you want portraits. Ultramax is good for portraits, but it's not designed for portraits. And then I said gold. I wouldn't use gold for portraits. And I'm like, okay. And then which ISO? And they're like 400, 800, 116. It's pretty good. But yeah, I saw the pictures that it produced. I also looked up, Googled some pictures too. But I looked at the pictures that it produces at there, and I'm like, oh ho ho, that is really nice. And it is like ridiculously nice. Like it's so nice. It produces like really good like pictures. I have to say, it's like, like it's very warm and like golden. I said, what about golden hour? What would you use? And he said, oh, 400, Portra 400. And they had Portra, but I think they wanted like $22. I'm like, it's just a little expensive for Portra. And they only had it in 5 packs, which would have been 100 and something dollars. I'm like, no way. And then they also were suggesting Cinestil, but I don't know about Cinestil because I have never used Cinestil yet, so I don't know if I like that's a problem. I spent a lot of money on that their Ultramax, and I'm like, yikes! I don't know if I want to spend that much money on. I thought the what's it called was expensive. The Ilford XP2 was expensive, and then I realized, oh no, there's like you can spend $50 on them, $60, $100 and something dollars. I'm like, that was insane. But that was because it was 4 pack of at about $30, 30, 60, 90, yeah, about $30, $35 each. I'm like, oh wow. The other thing I haven't used yet is Flash, so I don't know what Flash photography. I haven't used black and white, and I haven't used Flash. And so for me, I'm gonna bring my other camera too, my Ricoh AF5 with Ilford XP2 in it, because I don't know what to do with the pictures. I have no idea how to like what to do with these black and white photos, and because that's a point and shoot, I can just let it worry about it. It's not in my Hymatic series of cameras, which are Minolta Hymatic, which are all manual. Like you gotta like figure it out, unless you have a battery in it, which they're stupid batteries. But yeah. So if you have any recommendations on good places in Quebec to get film for cheap, please let me know, because I asked someone once. I asked on the Discord, film is not dead, or analog film is not dead, something like that. And they were like, I asked them, what's better? Like, should I develop my own film or should I roll my own film? And they're like, develop. Duh. So don't get cheap. Get the cheapest black and white film you can buy and just develop it yourself. What are you doing? Get the kit with the chemicals and just do it yourself. And it's like, oh wow. It's like, yeah, seriously. Like, there's no point. Don't roll your own film because you're not going to get it perfect every time. You're going to lose some stuff. It's not going to be good. You're going to waste some. Unless you can get it every single time that you never lose a shot. Fine. But you're not going to do that, and especially not for the first few. Like, that's what somebody said when I was talking about Instax or like Polaroids. They're like, oh, you're going to come out with the first like 10 shots being garbage. You got to learn how to use these. I'm like, that's $1 each. That's insane. Because I was watching the video of the Park Bench with Tom Scott and Matt Gray, and he has a Instax Mini 90, and it's just like one model above mine, and it's good. But he said, yeah, you're gonna come out with, because that's the thing. Tom Scott had one as a kid, and he's like, but I could not accept the fact that I'm shoot every time I shut it off. It's $1, it's a pound, it's a pound each, it's a pound each, and he goes, yeah, you kind of just don't care. Well, because you start buying them in bulk on eBay. Because he's like, but are you still like, can you like accept the fact, like, are you still at that point where you just can't accept the fact that like you're shooting off a pound each? And he goes, well, I got them at, I think it was like 80 cents each or something, he said, or 60 to 80 cents each, something like that. I'm like, oh, okay. But that's only if you buy them in bulk off of like eBay. And I was looking up on eBay. There's not many people selling them on eBay in bulk, which is weird, but okay. He also said that buying them in like 50 packs of 10 would be better than buying 100. It's like, oh, 50 shots is better than buying 100. Like, oh, or 50 packs is better than buying 100 packs, like cheaper. But the other thing is, you know where I found them to be cheap, and I don't know if they're like in bulk, and I don't know if they're actually good. But AliExpress, for some strange reason, it's like, okay, sure, I might buy them from there. But yeah, I got a 50 pack, and they became about 95 cents each. Yeah, they're kind of expensive, but that's the thing. Polaroids are even worse. If you buy them from there, they're about $1.10. You buy them in smaller packs, you get about $1.10. But if you buy them in bulk, like bigger packages, they're cheaper. You need to go to Polaroid because somebody was like, "Oh, if you think that's expensive or bad, you should try Polaroids. They're awful." Because I looked at the Polaroids and I went, "They're like $350 a shot. That's insane." Although you don't have to pay for the shot and pay for the processing. It's already done for you, which is like okay, but like I did the math and I only spent like 44 cents each or 60 cents each, 66 cents each for mine to be produced. But it's also 52 cents each shot. Each shot is 52 cents, and then I have to add an additional 66 cents to process it. So, or to get it developed. But there's something about it I just love. There's something about like holding a film. My friend said the same thing. He's like, "That is amazing." I don't think they're great, and he goes, "They're fantastic." I'm like, "Are they that? Like, you think they're that good?" And he's like, "Oh, they're amazing." Like I'm looking at the pictures right now, and I'm like, some of them. Well, cause I was making the point one time. I was like, well, cause I think it was Linus Tech Tips who was making the point of saying like, what is a picture, right? Or no, it was the Waveform podcast. So it was Marquez and Andrew and David. They're like, what's the point of a? But like seriously, what is a picture, right? And are you trying to get what exactly how you see it, or are you trying to get that like look? Like you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. That look where it's like it's a picture. You know, and especially on film, you're like that. No, I know what you're talking about. That's that like film look. Sorry, that's that film look where you're like, yo, no, that's a film. You know that was recorded on film. You know that was taken on analog film. Ah, this is ridiculous. So yeah, you know, taken on film. Like I'm looking at some of these pictures, and I'm like, some of them, like the first one, is amazing, like fantastic. Others, not so much. Others are just kind of crap. But then I look at other ones, and I'm like, wow, artistic, but in my opinion, garbage. And then I look at like, because I'm looking at one of them, right? And I'm like, I told it to do exactly what it wanted. What are you doing? What the heck? Like one that I hated was the picture right before a group picture is garbage. It's gone. I don't know what the hell it did. It was terrible. It wasn't sunny out. It wasn't enough light. Ugh, it was garbage. But the next pictures that are group pictures inside the house, which had natural lighting, are amazing. Like the three pictures are fantastic. They're not the sharpest picture I've ever seen because either somebody moved or maybe the camera was moved. They're also not straight for some reason. There's one that's the straightest, but they're not really straight. Nope, none of them are perfectly straight, which is fine. I don't care. I don't know what. Cause I didn't take the pictures. Her mother took the pictures, so I don't know whether like I don't know who did like I don't know what she was like gauging it with, like leveling it with, what she was like aligning it with. But they're the greatest pictures I've ever seen in my life. They're so good. Ugh, some of the greatest pictures I've ever taken in my life. They're so good. Ugh, oh man. No, because they're great pictures because the picture that was taken on the instant Kodak. No, sorry, the Instax was garbage. And I asked, well, why are these pictures so? I said bad, as in why is it blown out? And they told me on the Discord, they're like, it's not blown out. I think it's a great picture. It decided to meter for the I don't know if meter is the right word, but it's decided to like go with the faces, right, rather than the background. You could have done the background, like the window, because we're in front of a window. Could have been the window, but the problem with the window, the problem there is you would have blown all the other things out. Because that's what happened. I'm like, well, this other picture looks better. And he goes, no, it doesn't. You just, it's so dark. You know it's not. It's so dark. I'm like, it is. Like, it's so dark. It is dark. It's ridiculously dark. It is. It's super dark. I'm not saying it's, like, terrible, but it's super dark. They're just a different look. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm talking about. There's that, like, film look. You know, especially on film. Like, you're like, oh, no, that's film. And that's the thing, right? What are you going for? Because that's the thing. Are you going for, this looks like... Because it looks exactly how it looked to your eye? Because they're also saying, like, any kind of edit to any kind of picture. That's not the picture. The picture's gone. That's not a picture anymore. You've edited that picture to make it look like what you wanted it to look like. And I'm like, yeah, well, fair enough. The other, I'm like, yeah, but maybe that's what you wanted, which is fair. But, is that a picture? Or are you now editing pictures? Because it was all the thing with, like, Google's, like, AI whatever for the Google Pixel. Like, their AI editing stuff. So it's fake. Fake, in quotations. But then there's also Samsung's, like, moon faking thing where, like, you would take a picture of the moon, you'd zoom into the moon, with whatever it's optical zoom. It's like 100 times whatever, some stupidly high optical zoom. Or sorry, digital. Or no, it's actually I think optical. I think it actually is optical. It might be digital, but I don't know. Anyway, and then it would take the picture and like enhance it, so it's not really what you're seeing. Sure, the AI decided, hey, let's make it look better. Because everybody was like, "That's not the moon," and then everybody who had a Samsung, I think it was like S23, I think, was just like, "They all look the same. It's fake." I was like, "It's not fake. They're just enhancing the picture." And guess what? They decided to reference the same picture. So, like, it's not fake. But yeah. Um. So yeah, what is your goal? Is it to look like what it is in the real world, like what you see, or is it to capture that like look that picture is a picture. That looks like a picture. Because that's the thing. It's all subjective too. My mother said to me, "Oh, it looks better. It's a better quality picture." Because we were comparing my Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge and to her iPhone 8 Plus, and she was like, "Your picture looks better, but I like the colors on this better." So I went, "Oh, so you like?" I said to her, "Oh, so you like the color reproduction on your phone better?" She said, "Yes." And mine had better low light than hers. Not that hers is bad. It's just there's no pixel, right? Pixel 2 Pixel 2 was the poem that everyone like was mind blown how good the quality of the pictures were, quality of the low light was for video and for photo and video. But yeah, so like to me, it's like, well, no, I'm looking for that like film look, but also a natural. Oh, look, it can have whatever it has. Like if it has like warmer or darker or lighter or cooler colors, like red's more or orange's more or yellow's more for warm or blues or greens or whatever, right? And so for me at least, I feel like I would rather have whatever the film does, right? And black and white, my dad said, "Oh, you're not gonna get a lot of contrast in black and white." No, you're not gonna get anything other than maybe some light, maybe some dark, like too light, too dark, and it'd be black, white, or gray. That's it. And he's like, "Yeah, you're not gonna get the same things in color. You don't have to worry about a lot of things in color either. The same things in black and white as in color. But yeah, like you can tell. Go on my Instagram and look at the all the film rolls that I've done. I didn't scan these myself. I got them scanned at the lab, and like there's like a look to like it looks very very close to real life with at least a Fuji at least. I've only ever taken Fuji, so Fuji 400, color Fuji 400, 400. I'm gonna do black and white, and I'm gonna do um Kodak Ultramax. But anyway, and they look fantastic. They have that like, oh no, that's a lie. I did Fuji 200. I did a roll of expired Fuji 200, and I have a roll of expired Fuji. I think it's Fuji 100 in my camera right now, in one of my cameras right now. But what I'm saying is, I've only ever done Fuji, and they always come out with like, it looks like real life, but it just has that look. Like, nope, that's film, all right. You can tell that that's on film. My friend said that looks fantastic, and I'm like, yeah, it does. I asked my friends, whoever's there, you want one? I asked people from the retreat, do you want a picture? They're like, they never answered me, so fuck all of you. You can have them. You can still have them if you want them now. I don't care. I'll print you some out. I'll print out some for you. Oh, and another exciting thing is my friend's coming back from Italy. He's been in Italy for a month visiting his brother, who's there for water polo, because he wants to try and get on the Italian water polo team. Anyway, and he's going to be back on Wednesday, and it's going to be great. I can't wait to see him again. But, so yeah. So film, that's the thing with film. I think, and then I watched the Peter Nieder video about him making a YouTube video on film. That's something I feel like, what's his name could try and do. Someone like, either like someone, one of those tech people. So like, Linus could like show you the whole process of like putting on a film. Because that's the thing that I don't know if like a lot of labs do that. And not only do I not know if a lot of labs do it, I don't know if it's like, I believe it's like really expensive in comparison to like film, like just doing photos. Man, like I think about I'm with Techmoan where he's talking about he's reviewing black and white films, right? I think it was black and white ones, but he might have been doing color. I don't remember. He was just doing like actual film, and he was like, "I like the physical film in my hand. I just don't need to do it on film." because it's a lot of work, A, and it's very expensive, B. So why can't I just get like film film paper, right? Like 4x6 film printed paper, and just do it myself, right? And I'm like, well, yeah, you guess you could. I'd print it yourself on your inkjet printer, or on he has one of those Epson EcoTank kind of printers, and I have one of those, but it's Canon, so it's like it's equivalent though, where you just pour in whatever ink you want. And so for me, I was just like, yeah, I think I'm with you. I like physically holding the film. I just don't need it to be done on film. Because I'm going to tell you how many pictures in here I think are not good. First one, and I'll tell you what they were from. First one's blurry, second one blurry, third one blurry, fourth one. It decided to focus on the front, not the back. Not the thing I wanted to. Next one blurry. That one's pretty okay, but it's not a very good photo. Why would I want a photo of that? That's pretty good. Blurry again. I knew it wouldn't be in focus. It's weirdly too yellow, and all of the photos from Remembrance Day ceremony, the Remembrance Day ceremony, are too yellow. They are just too yellow. I'm looking at them right now. Not in focus. The museum's also yellow, but that's because the lighting was all bad. I did photos at because it was free for Remembrance Day, the Canadian Museum, military museum, right? Canadian Museum of Military, but the Canadian Military Museum, I think it's called. And they're all orange and yellow, and they're kind of terrible. Although you go to the natural light one, where you go into the it's like a basement section. It has like a big like open like garage, and it's the tanks are all in there. Man, they're not there anymore. Like they're bad. And then for some reason, the biodome was crap, and they all. Although this one didn't turn out too bad. This one, garbage. It's all like yellow. Why? And then you've got ones where like some sort of light got into something and just blocked something, and it was just terrible. And then that one photo of the hike or the walk we took at the retreat, completely like orangey white, like yellowy white. It just doesn't work, and it's not in focus. Oh, it's bad. And these ones aren't 100% in focus. So I'm sorry. I want to say this right now. None of the photos were actually that great. Too much sun in this one, but there's a sun flare, which is nice. None of them were perfect. Although some of them were much better than others. The best photo is the last photo, which is of me sitting down, and it's my new profile picture on Instagram, and I also posted about it. So, like, look at that. I have to say that most of those pictures were not the greatest. The group photos are amazing, and the last photo is great. And then the photos that, what's it called, are pretty good. Remember to say are pretty good. The museum, yeah. I took better photos on my phone. But yeah. So, that's the problem. I could know what they look like. Honestly, I want to buy a battery-powered, pocketable photo printer that I can bring around and just be like, yo, you want... So I can give people photos if they want them. Because I'd love to have them. Because the other thing with the Instax, the Fuji Instax Minis, or Mini 9, is like, it's expensive. Yes, I can see it immediately. But it's so damn expensive. Like, oh my gosh. Anyway. I think it's going to be it for now, guys. So if you want to get in touch with me, there's the email, tacoimposters@gmail.com. That's tacoimposters@gmail.com. There's the 2 Discord servers. There's the, oh wow. There's also, if you want to contribute, there's the 2 Discord servers. If you want to contribute, there's there's my music and my Etsy shop. So if you want to buy the music or stream the music, then there's my Etsy shop. Then there's the Patreon, which is patreon.com/wingwong. The W's are capital. That's patreon.com/wingwong. I think it's gonna be it for now, guys. So, adios, mi amigos. Goodbye and God bless.